Hey there, it's Pete with GCI Turf. Hope you're having a great day today, and I apologize for my voice. I've been screaming at the TV. My North Carolina Tar Heels, as a lot of you know, made it to the Final Four, and we had the privilege of beating Duke in Coach K's last game. I absolutely loved that. No! And I was a little bit ecstatic. I got a little bit sideways on that game and I lost my voice, just now getting it back. And then of course after that we played Kansas in the NCAA championship and blew a 15-point lead and we lost.
Why are you scared? Scared yet?
Oh my gosh.
Come on. What?
I can't watch. No.
Good ball. Oh my god, it was me.
So, that's a couple of nights of some pretty intense vocal expressions toward the TV, and my voice is starting to come back a little bit, so I apologize if I sound a little jacked up. So, as you can see, it is raining outside. So, I'm going to put this into context so nobody misunderstands me or nobody gets the wrong impression or nobody goes out and posts and says, hey, Pete said spray everything in the rain, because that's not what Pete is saying. What Pete is saying is there are occasions every now and then when the moon and the stars line up and everything is in perfect symmetry with each other, it is okay to spray in the rain. So I wanted to go down with some RGS, that's humic, kelp, and fulvic. I also wanted to put down some microgreen. I also wanted to go a little extra heavy on the kelp, so I added in a little extra CK. All this is kind of in preparation for the summer. You know, I'm a proactive lawn care guy. I like to start working on my summertime turf in the springtime so that it's good and healthy and ready to rock and roll. Yes, I have irrigation. Yes, I can walk out there and hit the button and water it in. But this video isn't for people that have irrigation. You have it made, you go out there, hit the button and water it in, right? This is for folks that don't have irrigation, and say you may have a bigger yard that's not irrigated and it's kind of inconvenient to get out there and drag hose pipes around a 15 or 20,000 square foot yard or even bigger. And to be honest with you, a lot of times it's just not practical, right? I'm gonna call this a light drizzle. There's a difference. A downpour of rain is when it rains really, really hard and heavy. You can't see the road and things are washing down the street and people are building boats, right? You do not ever want to spray in that type of a situation. I think common sense tells you that. This is more of a light drizzle. I can show you some of the raindrops as it's hitting in the puddles and hopefully give you some kind of an idea of just how light it's raining. It's in no way, shape, form, or fashion a hard rain. It's just one of those good soaking drizzle type rains I'm getting right now. There's absolutely no fear of runoff because it's not raining hard enough for anything to run off. Anything that gets put on the grass is going to go straight down in the ground toward the root system. So for those of you that might ever find yourself in this situation and you just so happen to be applying a product that needs to be watered in or is preferred to be watered in, don't be afraid to get out there in a light rainfall, a light drizzle type rainfall, and go and get that application done. So what products need to be watered in or prefer to be watered in? Now, when I go into this, this doesn't mean that you can't apply them foliar, because I do it both ways. There's certain products that are going to tend to work a little bit better foliar, and some products it's going to work a little bit better watered in. And of course you might get 100 different opinions on that, but I give you my opinion based off my almost 20 years of growing turf and what I've seen with my own eyes. So all your biostimulant type products, humic, kelp, fulvic, molasses, and the list goes on and on and on and on. There are just crazy amounts of different biostimulants on the market. The majority of those are going to work better when they're in the ground. And it takes water to get them in the ground. And again, on the foliar side of that, kelp, fulvic, things like that, I've had excellent success with making a foliar application with no rain for days and still get my desired result. Herbicides, pre-emergent. The majority of pre-emergent, matter of fact, I can't think of any that don't right off the top of my head, but they all require watering in because you want them to come in contact with the soil. Post-emergent herbicides, now that's a different game, okay? If I had a weedy yard right now and I wanted to come out here and spray for weeds, I wouldn't even consider spraying in this kind of rain or any other kind of rain. The majority of post-emergent herbicides, I want them to come in contact with the weed tissue, the leaf blade of the actual weed itself, and stick to it so it can do its thing. Obviously, if it's raining, it's not going to do a lot of sticking. Now, when it comes to NPK, micronutrients, actual fertilizers, it's both ways on that. You can get a really good response with foliar application, and you get a really good response with watering them in. So that one is really not a set in stone way of doing it. Fungicides, there are some fungicides that you want to come in contact with the leaf blade, and then some fungicides that you actually want to water in. Today is not a fungicide day because it is entirely too early to be applying that, simply because weather conditions are not favorable for disease yet. Insecticides, there are some insecticides, just like fungicides, that you want to come in contact with the desired target. Then there are some insecticides you want to be watered into the ground. So it's always best to check and read the label and see what the label says and what the instructions on the label tell you to do. So I didn't want to stay out there and get real wet, so I made quick work of this. I was able to spray 15,000 square feet in about 7 or 8 minutes. I use my Flow Zone Typhoon sprayer. I use my flood nozzle. It comes in my Nozzle Buddy pack. That's the one I can spray about 12 foot wide with. I use the fill up and a half, which is about 6 gallons to cover the 15,000 square feet. Again, I wasn't worried about any type of carrier rules or anything like that. All I wanted was a good even coverage. This flood nozzle produces a really heavy fat water droplet. So as it's hitting the leaf blade, it's just all getting watered in, going straight down in the ground where I want it. Say if you're non-irrigated and you don't mind a little bit getting wet on occasion, and if the conditions are ideal, meaning again, don't spray in heavy downpours. I'm not in any way advocating for that. But as you can see, it's a really nice, slow, gentle, drizzly type rain. I've been doing it for years out here, and I've always got exceptional results. So I hope that helps you. And as always, I appreciate you taking time out of your day to watch, and I'll check you later.